This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Vilgas. Thank you for joining us tonight. Two longtime employees of the Bradenton Police Department are facing felony charges for allegedly stealing money from the department. The suspects are married and allegedly worked together to take tens of thousands of dollars. ABC7's Ray Collins talked to the police chief and learned much more about how the investigation began. Ray.
Haley, some say it was just too much to resist. A husband in charge of seized money and a wife in charge of counting it.
And when you have, the fox guarding the hen house, it's difficult.
Police Chief Melanie Bevins says an investigation began just after she was sworn in 11 months ago. A routine internal audit uncovered discrepancies in the property and evidence section, and Wednesday,
we charged two of our ex-employees, long-term ex-employees, with 2 counts of scheming to defraud. These are felony charges.
Not just any two former employees. They began in 1983 and were married. Jake Zagman handled cash seizures, and his wife Cynthia was in charge of counting it. And between 2011 and 2015, Bevins says they kept a series of small chunks of change that totaled just under $30,000.
These are the people who took in the money and conversely did the audits. We were victims. The Bradenton Police Department was a victim in this case. And yes, absolutely. Members here who had known these folks for 25 years, to a degree, feel betrayed.
And the chief says this was no easy investigation. She says they went over 30,000 pieces of evidence, over a decade of financial records, even had 9 people working the case, plus an FBI analyst. Why so much effort? Bevins says every other case was at stake.
We painstakingly put our hands on every single piece to ensure that no property or evidence of any criminal case associated with the Bradenton Police Department, past or present, had been compromised.
Bevins says though the investigation is ongoing, she doesn't believe there are any other suspects involved. The couple turned themselves in Wednesday morning and bonded out a short time later. As for their demeanor,
Mr. Zagman has made some cursory incriminating statements.
No court date has been set yet. The chief says safeguards are now in place so this couldn't happen again, even though she said this is a perfect storm, a husband and wife team allegedly in collusion. Haley.
And Ray, do we know how detectives were able to determine the couple had allegedly stolen this money?
Well, besides that painstaking work, they also checked out the couple's personal purchases, lifestyle habits, and financial records as well.
All right. Thank you, Ray. Sarasota County deputies are sharing their experience of saving an elderly woman from her burning home. The 3 deputies, James Crosby, Lindsay Fisher, and Michael Bueller, all worked together to bring the 83-year-old woman to safety. They were called to the house on 24th Street last Friday night after learning a woman was inside. Deputies Crosby and Fisher started trying to break down the back door. With the help of a Good Samaritan, Crosby was able to break a bathroom window and get inside. Fisher then helped clear an exit while Crosby and Bueller rescued the woman and brought her to safety to perform CPR.
When you arrive at a scene like that, it's not necessarily you're questioning if you should or shouldn't. If the opportunity presents itself and you think you can accomplish the task, which is what we saw that day, you go ahead and you do it.
The goal was to get her out, and that's all I was thinking of.
The victim and Crosby were taken to the hospital as a precaution for smoke inhalation. All 3 deputies will be formally recognized for their actions in the coming months. Uber drivers in Florida are technically contractors and not eligible for employment benefits. That's according to a rule from the appeals court judges today. The decision stems from a 2015 claim by a man who spent 5 months as an Uber driver before the company dropped him. Today's ruling represents the latest in a string of victories for Uber here in Florida. It affects approximately 20,000 people who drive for the company. The decision comes as legislators are considering a bill to create statewide regulations for insurance and background checks for companies including Uber and Lyft. The threat of Zika may have subsided for the time being, but researchers here in Florida are continuing to develop a vaccine, and they will now have some extra help. Governor Scott is awarding 34 grants to universities and research centers. In total, he's authorizing $25 million for Zika research. Scientists will study the long-term impact of the virus on adults and children, as well as develop a cost-effective testing method. And now for a check on our forecast for what has been a beautiful day, let's head over to Bob.
Yeah, a beautiful night too, Haley. It is clear skies and temperatures on the cooler side, but not as cold as it has been the past couple of nights. Right now it's 58 degrees. The dew point is at 54. Winds out of the north-northeast, very light at 3 miles an hour. The pressure continues to rise, 30-22, and that's the big story. High pressure in control, meaning fair skies tonight, and that will allow for some fog to form. Temperatures currently across the state still 70. In Key West, it's 68 degrees now. Miami, 57 in Orlando, and temperatures around town a little bit cooler inland in Arcadia and Lake Placid, 52 there, 52 in Port Charlotte. Right there at Siesta Key, it's 59 degrees. Same in Anna Maria and Longboat Key. Lakewood Rancher at 57. We'll let you know if this warmer weather will continue through the weekend and beyond coming up in a few minutes. Haley.
Thank you, Bob. Developing right now, guards have been taken hostage by inmates at Delaware Correctional Facility for men. State police response teams and fire crews are swarming one of the state's largest correctional facilities. The guards were taken hostage by inmates late this morning at the James T. Vaughn Correctional Center. The prison houses about 2,500 inmates. It is also the site of the state's death row. Officials are reporting injuries, including one guard reportedly struck multiple times with a mop.
44-2, James T. Vaughn Correctional Center, 1181 Paddock Road. So again, we have all operations tacked.
This isn't the prison's first hostage situation. In 2004, an inmate abducted and raped a counselor. That inmate was killed after a 7-hour standoff. Officials across the U.S. are trying to figure out why 2016 was the deadliest year in more than 20 years for the city of Chicago. Chicago police released some crime numbers for January. The city had 51 murders just last month. That's compared to 50 in January of 2016. Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson says the department is taking steps to cut down on crime this year.
Throughout 2017, CPD will focus on initiatives that aim to reduce violence, increase the capability of our police officers, and rebuild public trust. Through these investments, we will make this a safer year for the city of Chicago. I promise you.
Johnson says the number of shootings in Chicago dropped, but the number of shooting victims went up by 299 people. Gun recoveries are up more than 60%, and gun arrests have more than doubled. President Trump's executive order on immigration is facing more legal challenges. The suspension of travel into the U.S. from several countries has caused cities and states to file suit against the Trump administration. Caught in the middle of all this are the families. ABC's Kenneth Moten reports from Los Angeles.
The human toll on President Trump's immigration executive order. Groups like the ACLU helping families like the Delaware grad school students whose Iranian mother was kept out of the U.S.
Unfair and inhuman to stop a mother from seeing her daughters after years and treating her like a criminal.
The presidential action has sparked protests and more than a dozen legal challenges filed in major cities. But Washington state could have the biggest impact. The first state to sue, calling Trump's temporary immigration suspension from 7 countries unconstitutional.
So if we are successful, that would mean it's unconstitutional and cannot be applied anywhere to anyone ever.
In Dallas, dozens of pro bono attorneys stood with people who have been detained. They announced a fund to help refugees being held across the nation.
We are not going away. We are going to continue to coordinate nationally.
But the protection of people and families has been the centerpiece of arguments on both sides.
We're not saying they can't come. We just want to know who's coming. And that's the part that seems to be missed.
Here in Los Angeles, another federal court has granted a restraining order against President Trump's immigration suspension after people with valid visas were turned away from the U.S. The judge's order, like so many others, is temporary. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, the search continues for a diver who went missing in the Florida Keys. And drivers in Sarasota, something to be aware of that could now get you ticketed.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Join us for Sarasota Opera's 2017 Winter Festival, opening February 11th. Featuring Puccini's most famous opera, Madame Butterfly, Rossini's delightful comedy, The Italian Girl in Algiers, Poulenc's heartbreaking Dialogues of the Carmelites, and the medieval thriller The Love of Three Kings by Italo Montemezzi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 941-328-1300 or visit sarasotaopera.org.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Winter White event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, here it is, the beautiful shot. They saw some sailboats out there in the area. You can see that quite clearly in Sarasota Bay from the Van Wezel webcam. Pretty good day for the waters. Seas running less than 2 feet, and it's going to stay that way too, looks like. So if you have some boating plans, this weekend looks to be pretty good, and a gorgeous sunset tonight, lighting up the sky right there as it went below the horizon. And some photos. Cindy Desmond sending these in from Siesta Key tonight. She was getting some pictures and saw this big sailboat run aground right in front of the pavilion there at the main beach. And a beautiful sunset, kind of an interesting photo there with that huge sailboat lying on the beach right there. We'll see, again, looks like similar conditions for us tomorrow. Looks like great boating weather, lots of sunshine, mild temperatures. Won't be as cool. Our low this morning was 44 degrees, but we'll look for temperatures to be into the upper 40s to low 50s to start things off on Thursday. Right now, no rain around, and that's going to be the case, I think, for the upcoming days. The pollen count, Thursday's forecast is calling for a 9.9. Today it was high at 9.3 in the major allergens, juniper, maple, and oak. So those are the problems when it comes to sneezing and getting those allergies. Well, the groundhog looks like will not see his shadow. There's a pretty good chance that Puxatawny Phil will not see his shadow. That means an early spring. We don't care here. We take winter, spring. It's usually pretty nice here. 58 degrees, dew point at 54, humidity 87%, the pressure 3022. High pressure continues to rise, and temperatures will do so tomorrow. We'll see highs in the mid-70s opposed to the low 70s, which we saw today. No rainfall to report today, and it's been dry so far to start the month off, and January was a dry month as well. 55 degrees in Jacksonville, now 57. In Orlando, it's 68 degrees, though still warm in Miami. Temperatures all into the 50s here. 52 in Arcadia, Northport, you're at 54, and Cortez a little bit warmer. The Gulf water temperature now at 66. Lows tonight will be close to seasonal averages, really upper 40s to low to mid 50s right near the beaches. Lakewood Ranch will be at 50 degrees and 55 in Bradenton, and a degree warmer out onto Longboat Key, Anna Maria at 57 under fair skies with some fog forming. Now, futurecasts indicating that this front will be coming down our way, at least getting close to us. But not much luck moving through as a result of this high pressure, which is situated just off the east coast and of Florida. That will provide us with that east to southeasterly wind flow, which will warm us up into the upper 70s to low 80s inland. While the lake effect snows continue over portions of New York, you can see that kind of clearly there, moving across Lake Ontario and now heading off in toward Buffalo too. And the big story is the storm out west. This is going to get all the play tomorrow in terms of the news coverage when it comes to rough weather. More rain, heavy snows, and the possibility of flooding conditions there with mudslides that we've seen all week long over portions of California. And these are all the weather warnings, and most of them are out west, as it has been the case all winter long. 32 in Buffalo right now, Boston 36. There's no major cold air except Green Bay at 12. It's 3 now in Billings, and so that cold Arctic air is staying over the northern plains and northern Rockies. 42 now in Oklahoma City, Dallas at 59, and Atlanta at 56 degrees. Well, as far as boaters are concerned, I mentioned it, looks to be pretty good for the upcoming days for that matter. A light chop in the bays and inland waters, and the water temperature now cooled to 66. Sunrise will be at 7:15, and the next low tide will be at 10:36. The forecast looks like this. Mild tonight, 52, some patchy fog. And tomorrow, look for some fog in the morning, burning off quickly. 76 for a high. It looks to be just absolutely perfect tomorrow. In fact, take that right in through the weekend and beyond. No threat of any significant rainfall. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. The U.S. Coast Guard is searching for a Canadian filmmaker who went missing while diving off the Florida Keys. Rob Stewart was reported missing by a crew member yesterday morning. The Coast Guard dispatched a boat and helicopter crew to search for Stewart. A friend of Stewart says that the 37-year-old disappeared shortly after he resurfaced while the boat was turning around to pick him up.
Coast Guard's been amazing. They've been coordinating, but we managed to have asked people and friends that are in the dive community in the film world to step up.
The U.S. Navy, Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, and the Monroe County Sheriff's Office are all helping with this search. A busy day for the Sarasota Police dive team. The group worked to remove a derelict sailboat from near the John Ringling Bridge. And there was broken piling near Marina Jack. The police department says the sailboat has been causing hazards to area boaters. The owner of the boat did not remove it, so the police department brought it to the 10th Street boat ramp to be destroyed. Congestion at traffic signals can cause drivers to lose their patience, but beware. The Sarasota Police Department will soon begin ticketing drivers who block intersections to avoid waiting at red lights. Operators at the Sarasota Manatee Regional Traffic Center at the watch traffic light cameras, and they listen for anything that might cause a delay. The group also has the advantage of altering lights to assist traffic flow.
It is not going to be same smooth ride, but at the same time, we can still make a difference.
I think a lot of the problem is we have so many cars and so many people that are getting impatient because they felt like they waited, so they will push it. They might enter the intersection on a yellow light, maybe push a red light.
Tomorrow night at 5 o'clock, we'll tell you why some intersections with traffic signals have more congestion and which ones to avoid if you want to get on your way quickly. ABC7 is giving you a chance to win a trip to Costa Rica all month long. The Costa Rica Vacation Giveaway Contest starts tomorrow. All you have to do is watch for the word of the day during the 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. newscasts, and then enter the word on our website at mysuncoast.com. You can find a full list of rules on our website. And if you win this contest, you would probably share all the exciting news with your friends on social media. Facebook is closing in on the 2 billion user mark. According to its fourth quarter earnings report, the social network had 1.86 billion monthly active users as of the end of 2016. And get this, Facebook has 1.23 billion users who use it every single day. Facebook sales for the December quarter totaled $8.8 billion. The company's stock rose by nearly 3% in after-hours trading following this earnings release. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here's a look at tonight's show. We've got animals on it.
Oh, so come on over. So the first thing I always tell people around big animals is people feel like 15 feet away is the safest spot, but closest to the Wrangler is the safest
really?
spot.
Okay.
The
official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Cancer does change people's lives. It is frightening. The treatment for fear is hope. And what works for you is not necessarily going to work for somebody else. It does take a whole team. This is a facility that really cares about the outcome of the patients. So our job at Sarasota Memorial Hospital is to meet the needs of that individual any way we need to meet them.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Lido Beach Winter Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The Lido Beach Winter Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, February 4th and 5th on Lido Beach in Sarasota. Bring your sense of discovery and appreciation of the beautiful to the Lido Beach Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
Now, sports.
It is National Signing Day. Thousands of student athletes across the nation and some here on the Sun Coast are signing their letters of intent to continue playing at the college level. Manatee and Palmetto High Schools each held ceremonies in a crowded auditorium where friends and family could share in the excitement. Players say signing day is like a graduation of sorts, something they've looked forward to since their first day of high school.
Today's signing day, it means a lot to me, because I've been here since freshman year watching all older guys sign, and I was dreaming and waiting for my time, and it's here, and it's exciting.
It's an amazing feeling because, you know, I'm going to be playing on Saturdays. I'm going to be seen. I get to be playing in front of thousands of people. I get to be on TV, so it's going to be pretty grand, and I'm excited about it.
Coaches say it is a bittersweet day for them, as many of those young men and women moving on to college next year are tough to replace. The big winner once again on National Signing Day, Alabama. The Crimson Tide landing yet another class full of top recruits. According to ESPN, Ohio State landed the second best recruiting class, followed by Georgia, Florida State, and Southern Cal. The Gators signing some late high-rated recruits to move up to 15th in the rankings. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell delivering his State of the NFL speech today in Houston. Goodell says the league is looking into ways to shorten the length of games. Among the possibilities, having a running clock between an extra point and ensuing kickoff to restrict the time between those plays, and have 4 commercial breaks per quarter instead of 5, something that's been tested. The commissioner also announcing former President George H.W. Bush and his wife Barbara, just out of the hospital, will take part in the opening coin flip at Sunday's Super Bowl. The National Football League is facing another fight. A group of former cheerleaders is filing a lawsuit against the NFL. The proposed class action lawsuit claims the league and its 26 teams conspired to suppress the cheerleaders' wages by agreeing to pay them below fair market value. The women say they were paid just $125 per game.
Minus fines. We would be fined for all sorts of things. Sometimes if you're missing a certain number of practices, you could be fined $40 for that. So that all comes out of your paycheck at the end.
NFL players earn collectively about $6.4 billion a year. ABC News has reached out to the league, and the league says that it was not aware of the lawsuit and had no comment. In college basketball tonight, two state rivals meeting in Miami. The Hurricanes hosting 15th ranked Florida State. Miami's coach telling the boys before the game to not let the Seminoles take over the arena. In the first half, Miami trails by 2. Kamari Murphy shoots the jumper and Duran Houle gets the follow-up slam dunk. The game is tied at 18. With just a minute to go in the first half, FSU behind, but Xavier Mays gets the 3 and the Seminoles are within 3 points. Florida State gets ahead in the second half and goes on to win 75-57. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's lotto numbers straight ahead.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Gold fever is at an all-time high in the Sunshine State with the new Gold Rush Doubler family of scratch-off games. Everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. With over $1 billion in total cash prizes, the Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Ideologue. I am an originalist.
In town? On the town, The Mark offers landmark living in the center of everything you love about Sarasota. Priced from the 700s, spacious residences and elevated club-level amenities create a private oasis in the sky. Promenade shopping and dining put the best of downtown downstairs. Sales gallery open daily at the corner of Pineapple and State Street just south of Maine. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by Coulter.
Two popular manatees at Mote Marine Lab are ready for the Super Bowl. Hugh chose the Patriots, and Buffett swam up to the picture of the Atlanta Falcons, and that's their pick. So we don't know if they know what they're picking, but Buffett has predicted the winner of 8 out of the last 9 years. So maybe go with Buffett. He's saying Falcons. Different species taking a stab at selecting the Super Bowl winner, a baby rhino and her mom at the Blank Park Zoo in Iowa, choosing their picks. In the end, the baby rhino chose the Patriots, and the mother chose the Falcons to win Super Bowl 51.
It's all about animals making predictions.
Yeah, and it's a 50-50
Groundhog
split.
Day tomorrow, too.
The Groundhog Day. We'll see that.
50-50 split.
Animal, yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Who are you going with? You got to think about it.
I just hope it's a good game.
Yeah, that's
all
true.
I want. That's all I want.
See you tomorrow.